Ladies and gentle gamers, welcome back to To Be Determined. In today's video, we're going to go over all of the best shards for foraging and the best fusions to get them. So if you guys end up enjoying today's video, make sure to drop a like, smash the sub button, and check out the merch store. We got a link in the description to that. We've got hoodies, we got shirts, we got mugs. And without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first and easiest shard to get for foraging is going to be from Phanpyres. Once you have it maxed, it gives 10 sweep when it's nighttime, and they're really easy to get. They have an 11% chance to drop from any tree gift, whether it's mangrove or fig. And all you need to do to catch them is hit them with a lasso, and then just wait till it says reel and right click. Next is the Phanflare shard, which gives 100 fig and mangrove fortune when you have it at level 10. And this one's pretty similar to the Phanpyres. It's just you have to reel in 2 times instead of just once to catch these guys. So they're not too difficult either. They do have a slightly lower chance of 7% to spawn from tree gifts though. Next up are Dreadwings, which are the highest version of these. For these guys, you don't actually have to use the lasso. You can, but you can just hit them with your regular axe and then just catch them with a black hole, and that works as well. It's a little bit faster, but the lasso is also an option. They have a much lower chance to spawn though, with a 1.2% spawn rate. They just give a little bit more forest essence, which isn't the most useful thing in the world, but it will help you to be able to star your fig stone splitters faster, and of course be able to max out the forest essence shop a little bit quicker. Next up are Bambuleafs and Mochibears. So depending on the time of year, a different type of panda will spawn in the panda cave, which you get to from this area. I'm right underneath the tower here, and you can go inside of this underwater cave, and then in here there will be some pandas. Sometimes, if you get lucky, they are kind of in high demand, so there's a pretty good chance that somebody else will have grabbed them before you. But all you have to do is just try and grab these guys with your sword. Just get the bamboo, and then when they spawn, you just feed about 40 of it to each one of them, and they'll continue to get bigger and bigger until eventually they pop. And in turn, you'll get panda shards based on the time of year it is. Right now it's autumn, so in autumn and winter you get Mochibear shards, which is the better of the shards. It gives 30 sweep on melee attacks. And when it's spring and summer, you'll drop bamboo leaf shards, and this gives 30 sweep on axe throws. But these guys are loot shareable, by the way, so if you want to do any of these hunts with friends, it's usually a good idea to do that. It'll just make your hunts go by a bit quicker. You won't have to spend as long on each individual shard. But another good shard is Birries. These guys can spawn whenever you break down one of the bushes or sea loomies under the water. You just catch them with a net, and you get Birrie shards. And once you have it at level 10, you'll get a 100% chance to drop double Birries and sea loomies. So if you're going for legendary and contests early on, this is a good shard to go for if you're not ready to get them from breaking trees yet. But you're going to need a lot of legendaries and contests for these next few shards, which you buy from Agatha's shop. The first of which is the crow. Once you have this one at level 10, you'll get 50 sweep towards fig trees, which is really nice. You do have to have Agatha's second shop milestone completed though, so make sure you're up to this level, and then this will appear in her shop. For herons, you'll have to be Agatha milestone 4, so make sure you're up to 4 before you go for this one. But this one grants 100 extra sweep towards mangrove tree. The next one are Tadgangs, which you'll have to get your fishing equipment out for. These guys you can catch once you're fishing level 9, and to catch these guys you just have to kill most of them using your axe, and then the last one alive will get turned into this guy, the frog. So to catch him, you'll just need to swap to your hunt axe, throw down your black hole, and hit him a couple times, and then he'll get caught, and you'll get the Tadgang shard, which once you have it all the way up to level 10 will give 0.2 sweep for each unique common attribute you own. Currently there's a total of 29 common attributes in the game, so if you have all of them, that'll be 5.8 sweep. It's not a ton, but it does help. For the next couple, you're going to need some pretty decent collections. The first is in fig logs. Once you have 50,000 collection, you'll unlock the Sparrow recipe, which is a little bit expensive, mainly the eggs. But once you have it at level 10, you'll get 10 fig fortune for every digit on your fig log collection. So if you have the max of 10 million, that will be 80 extra fig fortune. There's one for mangrove collection as well. Once you get to 50,000, you'll unlock the Seagull recipe, which is a very similar recipe, just replaced with enchanted mangrove logs instead of fig logs. And it's the same thing just for mangrove fortune. So once you've got 10 million mangrove collection, you'll be getting 80 extra mangrove fortune. Now we get to the fusions, the first of which is going to require either Bambuleafs or Mochibears. And I recommend combining either one of those with mossy bits. You'll need 5 Mochibears or Bambuleafs and 2 mossy bits to be able to combine into 2 Bamblooms. And these guys, once you get them to level 10, give 100 foraging fortune. So that's going to come in clutch big time. Then there are Beaconmites, which you can either get from playing the game right here in the beacon. As you can see, they're not a guaranteed drop. So if you want a better way to get them, you can actually fuse for them. The best way to go for these is to get some ghost shards from using the black hole and your hunt axe in the ghost area of the Dwarven Mines, and to gather some invisibugs, which are like these sharpness particles you can find around Galatia. If you just go up to them and catch them with a lasso, you can get the shards. One of the better places to find these is over here by the fire trial. If you look around on top of these trees, you'll usually be able to find a couple spawns just like this, and then just grab a bunch of those, fuse them with the ghost shards so that you can get Sylvans, and then you can fuse the Sylvans with the azures that you can catch from the regular water area. They're just the tropical fish there. It also works with the verdants, so either one of the tropical fish, and you can combine 2 of the sylvans with 5 of the verdants to get the Beaconmite. Beacon zealot shards are super helpful for getting extra fortune from the beacon, as well as of course using signal enhancers on your beacon. With no Beaconmite shards or any signal enhancers, you'll only be getting 5 foraging fortune per stack on the beacon, but you can see by my tab I have 4 stacks in this lobby. Well, now 5, and I'm getting 85 fig fortune instead of the 25 that I should be getting, thanks to signal enhancers and my level 7 Beaconmite. So it is a very big deal that you get those shards. The next fusion is also going to require some invisibugs, but this time we're going to fuse invisibugs with mossy bits so that you can get toads. Then we'll combine more of those ghosts with the toads right here to get piranhas. Piranhas will increase your odds of finding rare items and tree gifts, so it's not useful for most things, but in the case of chameleon shards, it's worth it. The next fusion is once again a multi-fusion, so you're going to want to combine mossy bits with azures for ranas. This one will not work with verdants for some reason. It has to be azures, and you'll combine 2 mossy bits and 5 azures into 2 ranas. Then combine the ranas with more of the invisibugs to be able to get bullfrog, which make berries count for a 100% chance at double points in starling contests. Not a great change, but if you're going after Birries for shards or for fusions, it can let you go after them without having to worry about whether you're getting legendary or not. Next up are the geckos, which you can buy here at Kiara's shop. If you didn't know, her shop is very close to Teddy. You can see there's the town, the beacon's on the other side of the island. Over here on the right side of the island, you can find Kiara's shop and buy geckos, which give sharpening attributes a bit more strength. If you don't know what sharpening attributes are, those are the attributes that you buy from Agatha that give you extra sweep towards specific types of trees. So having this shard maxed out is a pretty big deal. It is going to cost a bit of money though. They're about 600k per, and you can only buy 4 per day unless it's Diaz. So make sure you're buying all of these shards out every day because they are useful for other fusions as well. But going back to fusions, we will need some base panda shards, so either bamboo leaf or the Mochibear shards, and combine those with the ghost shards to be able to get Pandarai shard. And Pandarai shards give you up to 5 foraging wisdom at max. So if you're not max foraging level, or if you're leveling a jade dragon pet, it's a good idea to go for these. This next shard is probably the hardest one to get on this list for fusions. First, you're going to need some crocodile shards, which you can buy here from Kiara. Combine those with ghost shards to unlock the alligator shard. Thankfully, it makes 2, so you just upgrade 2 crocodile shards straight up to 2 alligator shards with that. Then you can combine those 2 alligator shards with more ghost shards to be able to get caiman shard. And then you'll use those caiman shards once again with ghosts to be able to get the Tiamat shard. And what Tiamat shards do is make your echo attribute stronger, and one of those echo attributes is that echo of sharpening shard that we got earlier from Geckos. So the sharpening shards again are the ones you get from Agatha's shop that give extra sweep, so this is indirectly buffing those shards again. And the final shard is the Sunfish shard, which makes the effects of the Starborn Temple stronger on you. So if you're using the effects of the Foraging Starborn Temple, this will make them much more powerful. But to get it, you're gonna need Shiny Fish shard. And for Shiny Fish shards, you need to have the Starbait attribute or have the previous health regen attributes on old pieces of armor that you can turn in right over here at the Salvage Old Attributes NPC to get some of those shiny fish shards. But if you don't have access to that, you're going to need these Starbait shards, which are made from Kraken shards with water category. So for these, you can just use Kraken shards with Verdant shards to get Molten shards. And then when you siphon those Molten shards, it'll level up your Starbait attribute, which gives you a chance to fish up a shiny fish. And then you can use 10 of those shiny fish to be able to make 1 of these sunfish to get the higher effect of Starborn Temples. So I think the chances of catching shiny fish are heightened by treasure fish chance, but I'm not 100% certain. I think they can be caught in water and in lava, but again, not 100% certain, so make sure to keep an eye on the pinned comment. I will update any information that changes over time there. But until then, that's all the shards that are currently in the game that really help with foraging. Technically, there are some strength and speed shards that could help you with maxing out your forest speed and forest strength stuff in Heart of the Forest. The speed you can get from obsidian defenders, you just catch them with black holes the same way you do any other combat mob. But the strength you get from pretty much every rarity of elemental shard that there is throughout the entirety of the game, and I'd rather save going over those for a combat style video. Plus, the amount of strength they give is not really enough to even boost your fortune by that much, so I don't think they're worth going over right now. But again, I should go over them whenever we do some combat videos like this. So if you guys did enjoy this one, make sure to drop a like, smash the sub button. I'll probably do one for hunting attributes next, but if I do one for combat soon, it should cover all types of combat, so the best ones for slayers, best ones for dungeons, etc. But thank you guys so much for watching to the end. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless.